All right, for our final act here, we need to talk a little bit about themes. In some ways, you're probably already pretty prepared to use themes, because again, it echoes what we do in WordPress. There's a themes directory, and we can drop themes in there and then activate them. It doesn't have some of the niceties of WordPress where you can upload from the dashboard, but it's easy enough to kind of just use FTP to drop a theme folder into place, and then activate it, and you have the theme there. So let's take a quick tour. Again, it's under Administer, and you'll see something here. Actually, it's right here under Site Building, Themes. It ships with a handful of themes. We are right now using Garland, which is the default theme, but we can enable multiple themes so that users or administrators can switch. So let's enable Chameleon, which is a very simple theme. And if we wanted to now, we could switch themes, but we can change the default to Chameleon and save the configuration. And you'll see the whole site changes themes to Chameleon. The menu moves down here. It's fairly simplified. Let's go back to Garland. We'll actually pull Chameleon out. One of the things we probably want to do early on is get rid of our happy little Drupal dude up here. We did, remember, take out the block that says that we're Drupal powered that shows up at the bottom, but we can also change this by doing some of the configuration of the theme. So for example, we can change the color sets. This is a little darker, that's fine, that works for me. We'll go with the industrial side. We can get rid of, display or not display certain elements here. So mission statement is really the same as the WordPress statement, and I'll show you where we can change that in a minute. The site name we can display or not. Whether we want to show the site slogan, we might as well. All these little bits and pieces. Whether we want a search box, we don't have right now search activated, so it's not giving that to us. Pictures and comments, all these little bits and pieces. Do we want to use the default logo? No, we really don't. So now it wants to know the path to the custom logo. Path, remember, is just basically the URL. We don't have that right now, so we'll need to upload a file real quick. This is just something I found on Google Image. I wouldn't really use this because it's not mine to use, but I've uploaded a file there. And we can do a shortcut icon too. That is the favicon, the thing that shows up, well, actually not on Chrome here, but the thing that shows up right there, up in the corner. And I don't have a favicon right now, but we could find one and use it rather than using the default little dude. Oops, so we'll use the default for now, but we could kind of change that if we wanted to. That's a little bit big. I probably should have chosen a smaller one than that, but you can see that we've replaced the little dude up there with this instead and changed the colors a bit for the site. Alright, so there's the basics for changing the configurations. Different themes have different configurations. Let's take a look at some of the other themes that are available. We can do that by looking at Theme Garden, which is a site that kind of displays different themes, and you'll see, let's see, over here we have random themes. Actually, this one's kind of nice, so let's do the another random one. Delicious Fruit. I really don't like that one very much at all. Sorry. Random theme Ubiquity. Well, this is a smiley little theme. Let's use this one. So we can go to the project Ubiquity, the project for the theme. All right, and they actually provide you with the source files if you want from Photoshop. We do the standard thing here, which is open it and unpack it. This time we're going to unpack it on our local computer, on our computer here. So I've just used my zip program to unzip it here, and we'll put it right there so you can see it. And now I'll go ahead and open up my FileZilla, my FTP client, and go to Warntech. And I'll take a look under public. I should note real quick, on my particular server, www is actually what's called a symbolic link. It goes to the same place as public HTML, which is my web root. and I'm going to go to themes, obviously, because this is a theme, and those are the themes that were default, come as part of the default download of Drupal. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring in one more of these, Ubiquity. And this won't take forever to upload because there's just not that many files there, a total of 36. So now we can go back to our site and take a look under themes. And we now have a new theme, Ubiquity, which we can choose and actually have it become a default. And you'll see, here it is. Now Ubiquity is not the thing we wanted to use, so let's take a look at configuring that. And again, it has many of the same things that we just looked at, and I could upload a new logo if I wanted, and a new favicon, a new shortcut icon, and all of that sort of thing. But I've got, at this point, a theme that's working, and I can download and use it. A real quick note here, that one of the things that we might want to do is, if we wanted to do some small, I'm not going to talk about theming Drupal because it's a little bit more difficult than theming WordPress. It's not impossible by any stretch, but it's just a little bit more complicated. But for simple theming, we can do a lot of that within the style CSS. So one of the items in that theme is style CSS. So if we know that there are things we wanted to change, like if we decided we didn't like the font and we wanted to use a different font, it would be easy enough to go in here and find where the font definition is. Let's do a quick, it's a big file, so let's do a quick font family. And we'll see that it's using, here's the font families that it's using by default for the body. All the headings is Liberation Sans, Arial, or Helvetica, or Sans Serif. So we've got kind of a listing of possibilities there, and we can make use of that and change it to something that we would prefer. And that's true of a lot of the stuff here in the CSS. So unless there's major changes to the way things appear, the order of things, the core HTML part of it, it's easy enough to open up and change that style CSS to make changes in the presentation layer and the way things look. Alright, so there's a basic rundown of themes on Drupal. In the next module, we're actually going to take some time and design a full theme for a blog using the WordPress theming structure. As we'll see, a lot of the things that we can learn about WordPress's themes will apply also to theming in Drupal, but we'll run through WordPress because it's a slightly, again, it's a CMS light, so the theming process is a little bit lighter than it is in Drupal proper. See you then.